You could spend $70, $100, even $170 for a precision milled gorgeous piece of high quality aluminum for a perfect Dado setup. But fuck that. Let's just build one. Hi, Andrew Shire here. Welcome back to the shop, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be making this simple jig to help you set up your Dado stacks. It can get frustrating putting the stack on and off the table saw before you got it totally set. So with a simple jig, we're able to set it up here on the table, get our spacing right, match it to the board that we're going to be making the Dado for. And once we have it here and dialed in, then we can just transfer it to the table saw one time without having to pull it on and off. So stick around, and once again, thanks for watching. Here I'm just matching up the two boards and then just covering it a little with blue tape on the line there so I don't get any chip out from the... Here I'll be making a couple 1-inch blocks that I'll glue onto each side, and those will be my stops, and you'll see that in a little bit. Here I'm marking up how the final assembly is going to go, and I want to get my positions for my inserts here. There we go, that's in frame. So I want to get my positions there. I'm going to put them about halfway through here so it has some room to slide. Here I'm just transferring the lines to each side, just to give me a better measurement. Okay, so I don't get footage of me actually drilling the holes in, but you guys get the idea. Drill some holes in it, put the stuff in, glue it down. Bit to finish out the holes, and that way the T-nut will fit in there nice and secure, and later I'll epoxy it in. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting this at the end of its travel so I can mark these sides where this slide is going to stop. That way I know where to kind of drill my first holes, and then I can cut the slots in the back and have this move up and down. So sticking with that same 5/16 inch drill bit, I've got my holes marked where I want to stop. Now you could drill a series of holes and just have it slot in there, but I'm going to do a couple, and then I'm going to cut out the grooves on the bandsaw. It'll just be a little bit easier, and then I can get the lines nice and uniform. I don't really want this thing racking back and forth. So here you can see I have the lines cut out for the slots that the adjustment will ride in. Just going to cut them out here on the bandsaw. Now I'm just giving everything a quick sanding with 120 grit sandpaper. Here I'm just attaching a block to the end of the slide. This will give me a little bit more room to attach the stop block. And I'm just holding it together with some glue and 20. Here I'm getting ready to epoxy the T-nuts or flange nuts in the holes that we drilled earlier. And one thing I like to do to keep the epoxy out of the threads is just get yourself some little bit of actual grease, a Q-tip, and just kind of swab the inside of there. This is now pretty much the final assembly. I'm epoxying the T-nuts in, do the blocks, get everything set, and then we'll put it all together. Okay, so we've taken it out of the glue up. I'm going to sit there and fill in that for you guys. And we put it together, and this is how it works, side up and down. You're going to stick your blade stack in there, or the board first, measure the board thickness, so I can measure this, clamp it down. And that's going to give me the right height for the Dado stack. Now what we're going to do is we're going to build the base. I got this 5/8 inch bolt, a couple washers, and a nut, and we're going to run this through the bottom. I'm going to pull out everything that I have in my Dado stack, set it on there, measure it, cut the nut off so I don't have to screw it down for forever. Just put it on and just have a little bit of thread that I need to screw up and down. And the reason why we want to do this is that if we just left it loose, nothing's going to compress. And so we're not going to get that finite measurement in there. So we want to be able to put the Dado stack on here with the right spacers, clamp it down, make sure it's measuring right, and then we can go ahead and put it on the table saw. So this is what we're up to next. And that one came out great. Nice tight fit, still enough room for glue. So, the tool works. So I've been playing around with this a little bit more. If you notice in the video that the board that I cut the Dados on, I have one over here. This one actually turned out too big, and you can see here that it moves freely in there. It slides, but it also twists in there. So if you aren't real careful with your glue up on, If it's too big, it could twist or go at an angle. So we don't want that. So what I did learn is that once you set it up to the board you're creating the dado for, if you try to get the blade in here super tight, if you rotate it in here, it's actually going to start cutting into the wood. You don't want that. You want to take a business card or a couple sheets of paper or maybe some tape on the stack and shim it out to about 30 seconds of an inch. And that should give you this nice tight dado here. It should have a little bit of play because you got to think that when the teeth are stacked up here, the width of all this is going to take off some wood, so it takes off about 1/32 of an inch. If I measured it with calipers to the dado stack and then to the dado blade, and that's what it pretty much came out to. So just heads up if you're going to build one of these. Yeah, you don't want to get it super tight on here. There should be a little bit of room just so it can hog out some of that wood. So again, thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new here. Try to get videos out as much as possible. And once again, thanks for watching. Create a great day.